Welcome back first to a new video today. That's right, we're going to be doing another reaction video. And today is going to be from Max. Not HBO Max. Max, they changed the name. But regardless of that though, this is really interesting, right? Because this show, I come to realize that this is DC Comics related. And what's so interesting about this is that I was really thinking about something that James Gunn has said. And I rewatched that announcement video that he made where he was announcing all these new shows and movies that are going to be coming out.
So as many of you know, DC has been disconnected in film and television for a long time. And it's one of our jobs, mine and Peter's, is to come in and make sure the DCU is connected in film, television, gaming, and animation.
And I come to the realization that this is one of them. This is that one show, the Creature Commandos, right? That a team that I've never heard of before. I have no idea who they are. I don't know if they ever came across the Justice League or the original Suicide Squad or anything like that, right? Like I have no idea who these guys are. And I come to the realization that James Gunn made it official that these are going to be movies that are going to be intertwined with each other, whether they're real life or animated. And I'm thinking, oh wow, so anything that happens in the DCU animated world, right, is going to also be in the real world. So 1 second these characters could be animated and then they could just pop in a movie as a cameo of some sort, unless they end up having their own real live action movie, or they could be in the action movie and then end up coming into an animated version. Obviously it's to, you know, save money and maybe get things going on quicker. Basically they're just related. And I'll be honest, I was a little skeptical about it too, because I was like, I don't know if that'll work, right? Like 1 second you have an adventure in real life and then you do another adventure animated and then you do another real life movie and then you talk about something that happened in the animated show. So I don't really know how I feel about that. So I'm thinking, okay, I gotta really pay attention to this and see how this works. But regardless of that though, Creatures Commandos. Now, James Gunn, after rewatching that announcement video, he likes to focus on characters that don't get that much attention. I do like that about James Gunn, you know, he does focus on characters that you never heard of before, nor that you would think you care about if you have heard of them, and he finds a way to make them interesting. I mean, perfect example, whether you like the Suicide Squad movie that he did, I mean, Polka Dot Man, when I found out that there was a Polka Dot Man, I was like, Polka Dot Man? What? And he ended up being one of the likable characters in the movie. You know, I like Polka Dot Man, and I was like, okay, like he ended up finding a great way to make him fun, and I enjoyed that. Here, he's doing Creature Commandos, and you know, it's DC obviously, and I am a DC fanboy, right? So I do want to go ahead and I want to see what it is that James Gunn is doing. And again, there is more to talk about, but I will talk about it after I react to the video verse. So with that said, let's get to it. Messed up my snap. Okay, verse. Here we go. Creature Commandos.
General Flag. This is Belle Reve. For over 50 years, only those at the uppermost levels are aware of its existence.
Animation is really interesting.
I thought Congress put a stop to all Task Force X activities.
Congress said you can't use human prisoners.
Is that Weasel?
These assholes aren't human.
Uh-huh.
Are you smiling?
Yes.
Sarcastically?
Mm-hmm. He's pissing!
It is Weasel, okay. I thought he died. So, oh, but it's a reboot. It's a reboot.
This is your new task force.
It's been oh so long since G.I. Robot has sent Nazis back to hell.
Let's call it Task Force M. M for Monster. Also known as...
December? Why are you releasing it now then? Come on. My thoughts verse on Creature Commandos. So, I'll be honest, it looks fun. The animation is interesting. I feel like this is the type of animation where some people are gonna like it, some people are not. All these new superhero animated shows that are coming out, right, whether it's DC, Marvel, or whatever, are trying to find their own style of animating, right? But let's be real, DC has been doing animated movies for quite some time, right? And I highly enjoy them, you know? They're always making these animated movies based off the comics. Not in its entirety, you know, with some twists or they shorten it, but I do enjoy the DC animated films. I think they're fun. I think they're fun to watch, and some people like them or not, and you know, it's what it is. It's up to your interpretation. Regardless of that though, verse Creature Commandos. Again, I've never heard of this team. They do look interesting, and I like the vibe that they give. You know, again, I'm a huge fan of old school horror films, right? Like I like the old school Dracula, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, the werewolf, all that stuff, right? I do like the fact that the theme is based off that, you know, because every time when it comes down to that, it pisses me off that Universal owns the license to those movies because they don't do anything with them anymore. They're just there. They try to do a whole universe and it didn't go well and they just left it at that. So I'm kind of thinking, you know, do something with it. Like, you own the license to it, do something. So here, it kind of gives me that vibe, but just, you know, with the superhero theme added to it. And, you know, it's fun. I like it. It's fun. The thing with James Gunn, I want to say this right now. If you guys haven't seen my latest video where I was reacting to the new Superman suit and photos that were leaked of the film set, you know, and the actors doing certain poses or whatever, right? And all these other characters that are involved in the Superman film. I gave my reaction to that and I gave my thought. And let me make it very clear. People were coming at me because of what I thought about the suit. Some people agreed, some people didn't. Let me make this very clear. I said my interpretation could change. I'm giving you guys my thoughts as I am seeing it currently, okay? But once there's movie magic and once it's completed, I will give you a full perspective of the film. I already made it more than clear. When the movie comes out, I will do a movie review about it. It's not a problem. I'm looking forward to it, trust me, okay? But until then, I literally said my opinion can change, okay? I came up negative about it, but my opinion can change. This is James Gunn. He is a comic book guy. He knows a lot about comics. One thing that I wanted to talk about James Gunn after rewatching that announcement video that he did where he was giving his 8 to 10 year plan. He literally said that a majority of these projects, he's mainly involved in them. And I like that. The new Superman movie, he obviously wrote the script. He said it's on origin story. I hope not. When it comes down to the creature Commandos, he made it more than clear that he wrote every episode. Every episode of however long the show's gonna be. And I think that's awesome. You know, he's like really involved in it. As well as him also writing for these other shows that are being announced also. And I think that for him to be highly involved, not really like Kevin Feige, like he's involved in everything, but I don't really think he does any of the writing, right? He just gives the concept and the ideas and what he wants. And he hires writers to do it. Where James Gunn, what I like about what James Gunn is doing is that he's a part of it, he's in charge of it, but what I like is that he's actually writing the material. He's focusing on characters that don't get that much attention, you know? I mean, again, like Polka Dot Man. I wasn't expecting to like Polka Dot Man, and I ended up liking him. Like, he's very good at it when it comes down to interpretation, so I want to give James Gunn that credit, you know? And I think it's really awesome that he's like, alright guys, we're all writers here, let's make this good. This is what I want, this is how I want to do it. People are gonna like this. And I'll give him credit for that. Like, he's good at taking charge in that. When it comes down to the show, though, what I see here, I do like what it is that they're doing. Again, I am very skeptical about the fact that, you know, the animated world is going to be involved with the real world. I'm very curious to see how they're going to do that. The real life actress that plays Amanda Waller, you can clearly tell she came back to replay her role here in this animated role. And I think that's awesome, especially where at one point, James Gunn announced that she's going to get her own show, right? Or movie. I'm not entirely sure. The show in general, there's not too much to say. This is just merely a teaser. But from what I've seen, it looks fun. It looks likable. You know, I could tell there's already going to be a lot of humor in it. I just hope it doesn't overstay its welcome. I'm looking forward to seeing how this team is gonna come into future movies or shows, especially real life. It's gonna be weird how we see him animated and then we just see him like next to Superman or they fight Batman or something like that. Like, who knows, right? It's James Gunn. He can come up with anything. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the animation? Are you guys not a fan of the animation style? Do you guys know of these characters? Do you guys not? Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys excited for it? Are you guys not? Let me know. I'll be happy to hear. So with that said though, if you like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification for more content as always. Look forward to the next video, verse. And with that said, I'll see you next time. Later, verse.